Hey, what's up, everybody? So, in today's video, I'd actually like to delve a little bit more into story mode. I feel like I always love telling stories, so this is going to be interesting because this one specifically revolves around connecting Dauntless to the real world and essentially what I was able to do with, I guess, telling my journey to people who otherwise wouldn't really know Dauntless. And the first part of this connection towards real life, well, I'll be revolving around talking to one of my greatest friends I've ever made in real life and telling him my journey about Dauntless and through Dauntless. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. But anyways, guys, let's get ready to listen. Let's take a deep breath. Let's go at it with an open mind. I remember all throughout high school and college I knew this guy. Pretty much knew him since the end of middle school. Truly the closest thing I've ever had to a childhood friend. An overachiever he was. Academic prodigy. A master in the arts of understanding how to get good grades, essentially. The man was spectacular in that regard. Some of the greatest I have ever seen. His mental fortitude was borderline unmatched when it came to academics. There was nothing stopping him from getting that A+ in almost every single exam. He had the confidence, the focus, and the drive of someone I never thought would exist in the academic field. I thought something like this would exist in the professional, but for him, it was academics. But the thing is, he could translate it to multiple things. And I recognized that adaptability. And I respected it greatly. Held him up to a high standard. And to be completely honest, it was, I feel very privileged and honored to call him one of my greatest friends I've ever had. But that's the thing. Knowing how great he was, it was difficult for me to even bring up video games. Because, well, the stigma revolving around video games tends to be negative. It's not always the best thing to share about getting a random battle royale win or a top 100 placement, because it seems so insignificant at first compared to the real world, compared to your prospective future that in time will earn you financial stability or not. You know what's crazy? I've known that man for over a decade now. And it's crazy because I never really told him too much about my Dauntless experience, or my gaming experience as a whole. Not in detail, at least. Not until a few months ago, where after college, after we've gone through thick and thin, experienced the world together when it came to real life, studied together, pretty much were roommates all 4 years of college, best friends all throughout high school, and continued to be incredible close friends after the fact, specifically in regard to college. We met up again. And I finally had the confidence to talk to him and tell him my story. Honestly, I was terrified. I was nervous. I was really hoping I wouldn't look like an absolute fool or an absolute loser. But at the same time, I was confident, knowing that my professional world, my professional life was squared away in a really good spot. And my prospective future was incredibly bright in regard to the professional. Having that as a foundation really helped a lot in me being able to describe what I did in gaming, because I could format the story in a way that it supplemented my rise towards financial stability, which was actually the case. But it helped mentally to know that. And it's funny. I began in the very beginning. This man was the person I actually started Dauntless with. But we played it in a very casual manner. Me and 3 or 4 others as well. And we loved the game. We were all From Software guys, so we loved Dark Souls. Coming into this, not only was it incredibly accessible, but it was free. Banger of a deal. Golly. And holy shit, we had a blast. He instantly gravitated towards strikers. And he just loved the weapon because of its complexity, specifically in this game. He always tended to go towards the weapons that had the most complexity because it, to him, had the greatest payoff the second you learned how to use it. Especially in the midst of fast-paced, chaotic combat, as many From Software games tend to be known for. And it's crazy, right? I was a Pike player, and he was a Strikers player in the very beginning. And I told him, it all began from there. When everyone kind of stopped playing the game, I kept going. It meant so much to me at the time because it was a big part as to how we all play together. And we all had a game that we all enjoyed. So I went down the path of pushing for something more, despite not being necessarily mentally mature. And it was incredible, I told him. The experience of a lifetime. A journey I would never trade for the world. Went down a path of so much change. Experiences of a lifetime. People met from all around the world. Interacting with all of them in not just a way that was a one-and-doner, but for hours to days, to weeks to months to years on end. Told him how much I strived for, the achievements I ended up upholding. The world records, the top ones, the coaching, the leading of winter, the friends I made along the way, the fame, the prestige, and the honor. Told him everything. Told it with so much emotion and passion and nostalgia. The whole profile. And it was incredible. Because he took it with great stride. When I told him about my Dauntless experience, he was flabbergasted at first. But he never thought I experienced such a thing within the gaming world, because I never talked too much about it. But it was crazy for him to understand right then and there, because he always knew me as an incredibly ambitious, driven, and focused individual. But he didn't exactly know where all that was going. For him to know that was going into this, and that it paid off in ways that one person outside of the gaming world could only ever imagine. He was like, dude, that is wild that you experienced all of that in the online world. And I was like, right, dude? It's actually kind of crazy. It truly is the closest thing you can get to an RPG adventure in real life. And actually experiencing it like you're one of the characters of it. He met it with open arms. And he thought it was amazing to be able to see that I became known for Striker's gameplay. Being the Striker's mentor, the Striker's coach. And he's like, it's one of the best weapons, huh? And I told him, at one point. And to me, and for me specifically, I still believe, yeah. I ended up falling in love with the weapon that you picked first. You could kind of say that I took yours in stride and brought it through. And it was cool. It was very cool. Showed him some of my videos. Some of the older ones I enlisted, specifically the runs. Some of the things people would say and talk to me about. And the prominence. And I thought that was incredible to be that open with a dear friend who just had nothing to do with any of this, but still appreciated it and found it so intriguing and exciting as well. I ended up showcasing how it translated to the real world. And he saw it, the one-to-one. How I learned how to work effectively in a very focused, super tense environment. Managing people from all walks of life, different cultures, different social dynamics, different adaptability standards, different perspectives as to how things could get done. I experienced so much of it already. Controlling myself to be in a state of self-control, to focus in the midst of chaos, to be calm, open-minded, and understanding. All of that learned from Dauntless. To be kind, to be warm, to be welcoming, to understand the price of fame, to understand that friendship goes beyond than just mere one-dimensional facets, to understand who your true friends are, to see what it would be like for multiple like-minded people to go for an achievement that was so far beyond their imagination in the beginning, and to succeed. And on top of that, to increase skill in regard to presenting oneself, showcasing and translating various topics to the world for many others to gain, to teach and to mentor, to understand. A wealth of knowledge. Many people would really think this is something that would exist in university. But I found it through gaming. Specifically in Dauntless. Crazy, huh? That's cool because my friend could see it. He was open-minded in regard to it. Much respect to him. It's cool to be able to tell more people in the real world, because after that I became more comfortable with being able to tell this story. Not just in a very detailed, solemn way, but to adapt based off how much people would like to listen or how much detail people would like to know. But that's pretty much it in regard to me telling my dear friend about it. And I'm glad I got to to tell a story with this new mic. I'm actually treating it a little bit more like I'm performing now, which is kind of cool. Having this mic in front of me really helps. and being able to tell stories more effectively rather than having a headset over my head, because it feels like I'm a sports commentator. And I feel like there are many times where I say ums, ands, buts way too much to the point of just too much hyperfrequency. But now I'm getting comfortable with the pauses of speech. I'm getting very excited because I'm improving. It's actually really cool. But honestly, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I thank every single one of you for taking the time to listen and taking the time to hopefully enjoy my content. I'm working on making sure that I keep building upon the foundation that's presented right here, and making sure that I do good by it. I have a lot of crazy cool projects being worked on for future release, whether it be videos or big overarching projects in regard to Dauntless and just beyond. I hope you guys like it. It's going to be pretty cool. But anyways, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to listen. And if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. It would really help me in the long run. But once again, thank you guys for taking the time. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care, my friends. I hope you have a great night. Peace out.